Welcome to the Music City for National Squash League action between the visiting Derby City Colts and the hometown favorite Nashville Crushers. We have some massive names set to take center court here at the Montgomery Bell Academy in this South Division matchup. Hey there, folks. My name is Jackson Bragman. Alongside is the only 10 I see here in Nashville, Sean Choi. Sean, we're back with what promises to be an absolute cracker here tonight.
Jackson, thanks for the wonderful intro. Glad to have you back. Missed you yesterday, but the show must go on.
Go on, it must. And yeah, Sean, we have some big-time names in this matchup here in Nashville. It's a rematch from last season. These two teams went at it in South Division action last year in Louisville, so a bit of a home-and-home situation. Now we're in Nashville, and last year Derby City actually won 3-1, but on that night Nashville clinched the South Division and advanced to the finals. They only needed to win one period to advance to the finals. They won the first period, but Derby City did come storming back and won the second and the third to at least go out in good faith and end their season on a high note, even though Nashville advanced to the finals. This year, it's a little bit different. Nashville does have an opportunity to clinch the South Division once again if they are able to come through against the Colts here tonight. But if they don't, this is Louisville's first matchup of the season, and in Louisville's next matchup, coming up later in the month, I believe against the Atlanta Tornadoes, they will have an opportunity to clinch the South Division as well. And then it gets complicated as if Louisville beats Nashville and then Atlanta beats Louisville, then we have a sort of three-way tie, and then it goes down to the individual points in the individual periods. And that's something to address at a later date. But just know, for those listening along at home, that Nashville has an opportunity to book their spot in the National Squash League playoffs next month in June at the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So a lot on the line here at the Montgomery Bell Academy, the site of the first ever National Squash League draft. Sean, a lot of history here in the early years of the National Squash League. And the lineups are absolutely stacked for this matchup here tonight.
Jackson, what a player lineup we have today. I mean, this is I think one of the greatest combo of returning players and a mix of quality new additions to the league today. And we had some last-minute monumental news come our way with the debut of and pickup of Mohamed Zakaria, who's really taken over the headlines in the squash world right now with his performance this year at being only 17 years old. And we also have Batiste Masadi, who's going to be joining this NSL league, making his debut performance. And he's been someone that I've been eyeing from day one, who I think would be thriving under the NSL format. Has such a attacking play with razor-thin margins, but he, I think, will be thriving under these conditions. And I'd love to see him on the power play and see someone like Zakaria defend the power play. And I think that's some of the excitement I'm looking for tonight. Any players that come to mind in your end that you wanted to cover?
I mean, it's the debut of not only Batiste Masadi, someone who has been rumored to be a part of the National Squash League since its inception a little over a year ago, and finally taking the court here in Nashville, but really Mohamed Zakaria making his NSL debut out of the blue. He did not declare for the NSL draft earlier this year. He's had an incredible season on the Pro Tour. He won the Bermuda Open. He made it to the quarterfinals of the Laguna Invitational. Obviously stirred up a lot of excitement for his second-round matchup, where he ultimately fell to one of the greatest players in professional squash history, who we'll see tomorrow night, Mohamed El-Shorbagy, but put up a good fight against the beast from Alexandria, did Mohamed Zakaria, who at only 17 years old, the reigning world junior champion, has a lot to prove here tonight in Derby City, to prove that he absolutely belongs and that he's going to want to be the best player on the court here tonight against some really class players that, some of whom are probably twice his age or close to it. So once again, only 17 years old, the phenom, already up to 18 in the PSA World Rankings, and surely is going to keep on climbing in the months and years to come. So I'm super excited to watch Zachariah play this evening for the Derby City Colts. Matthias Knudsen, the spin bender, the trick shot king of professional squash in action, Drexel graduate, 4-time CSIA All-American. You know I'm a big college squash guy, obviously, Sean, so I love to see that. And making a killing on the Pro Tour. Big-time win over Greg Lobban at the PSA World Championships last week. Looking forward to seeing him take the court as well. Here's Ryan Leslie, our MC for the evening, to introduce our lineups here in Nashville.
Between the Louisville Colts and your Nashville Crushers. We are live from the beautiful Montgomery Bell Academy here in Nashville, Tennessee. The 2025 National Squash League regular season is well underway. The Louisville Colts tonight are playing in their first regular season matchup, where the Nashville Crushers lost their first match on the road in Atlanta. What that means is tonight they need to win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. So be loud, be proud, and give everything you can to the Nashville Crushers to keep their hopes alive. For those of you that have not been to a National Squash League match before, here's how our coveted format works. Tonight, there is a total of 3 periods. The first 2 periods are worth 1 point, with the third period being worth 2 points. What that means is a team can lose the first 2 periods, but if they win the third, they keep their hopes alive as we go to an overtime shootout. The first 2 periods are 20 minutes long. Each team receives 2 substitutions and 1 2-minute power play. During the third period, that is 30 minutes long. Each team gets 1 extra substitution and 1 extra minute power play. During the power play, the team that calls it is the only team that can score points, meaning the defending team can still win the rally, they just don't get points on the board. And with that said, we are ready to meet the stars of tonight's show. Introducing coach for the Louisville Colts, please welcome head coach Lee Scott. And the first player on the court, he is the new kid on the block, currently ranked number 18 in the world, 17 years old, hailing from Egypt. Please welcome Mohamed Zakaria. And next for the Louisville Colts, he is the trick shot master himself, currently ranked number 74 in the world, hailing from Colombia. Please welcome Matthias Knudsen. And last but not least, hailing from England, currently ranked number 88 in the world. Please welcome Ben Smith. And now meet your Nashville Crushers. Please welcome their head coach. He is the head coach of the Montgomery Bell squash team and will be teaching 7th grade history next year. Please welcome welcoming on court first for the Crushers, he is currently ranked number 21 in the world, hailing from France. Please welcome Baptiste Massote. And next for your Crushers, he is a former U.S. national champion, a Harvard alumni, currently ranked number 31 in the world from the United States of America. Please welcome Timmy. And rounding out the nice lineup, he hails from Colombia, currently ranked number 73 in the world, Ronald El Pasero.
Say cheese, Sean. Here at Montgomery Bell Academy, those are two good-looking squads here with Dylan Cunningham in the middle. Dylan Cunningham slimming up a little bit. He was looking good, Sean, since we saw him at the draft a couple of months ago in Charlottesville, and he'll be coaching tonight for the Nashville Crushers. Was heartbroken to fall in the finals last year to the New York City Knights in Nashville, looking to get themselves back into the playoffs here tonight, where they will ultimately compete against 3 other teams for the right to call themselves the 2025 NSL champions. And what a matchup we have to kick things off here from Nashville. We have the U.S. #1. We have NSL co-founder and world number 31 on the PSA World Tour, Timmy Brownell, taking on Mohamed Zakaria, the 17-year-old reigning world junior champion, already up to 18 in the world, the youngest player ever to make it into the world top 20, besides only one man who goes by the name of Jahangir Khan. In case you haven't heard, Mr. Khan is the man that won 555 professional squash matches in a row. And he's considered the greatest to ever play our game. So following in his footsteps is Mr. Zakaria making his NSL debut here tonight, Sean. I can't wait for this opening matchup, and I can't wait for it to happen in the NSL format with the clock, with the power plays, with the substitutions. And why don't you let the people know a little bit about the rules for those who are joining us for NSL action here for the first time tonight, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how does it work? I mean, we've been through this many times now, but so each team is going to utilize 3 players and will be competing over 3 periods of squash. This will be the first period here, and the leading team by score after each period will win that leg of the match, and teams can sub their players on and off and use power plays to ultimately get themselves into victory. And what are power plays? So each team has 2-minute power plays for each period, and the third period each team has an additional 1-minute power play, and only the team with the power play can score points and serve. And no concurrent power plays and no power plays within 4 minutes or less on the clock. And this will be a 20-minute running clock here, and the second one will also be 20 minutes, and the final period will be 30. But don't get me started on the penalty shootout. That could potentially happen. I'll just leave it at that.
Don. We are underway here from Nashville, Tennessee. If that was at all confusing, don't worry. Sean and I will be here all night to take you through the rules and tell you all about what makes the NSL format so exciting here in Season 2 of the National Squash League. And it's cat and mouse between the U.S. #1 and the Egyptian phenom from Alexandria, and Timmy draws first blood with a stroke, perhaps some nerves in the arm of Zakaria, who's trying to shake him off here in the early going.
Keep an eye out on how well Zakaria is able to soak up the pressure. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's already world class, and that's one of the things that you might not be able to quite understand when you watch him play, but there it is.
Oh, shot. It's a great piece of deception from the 17-year-old.
Also underrated is how tall he is. And you might not really realize with how young he is, but I mean, Timmy's not a short man at all, but Zakaria is right up there in height, if not taller already.
Yeah, probably both these guys around 6 feet tall. Some big boys in this matchup that we'll see coming up. Ronald Palomino, T.S. Knutson, Ben Smith, all upwards of 6'3". We'll be seeing later in the evening. There's the signature Timmy Boast.
And we got a
And
fist
our
pump.
first fist pimp of the evening from Senor Brownell. Building
Mini
a little
lead
bit of a
here.
cushion here in the first period.
The great thing about the pick of Zakaria is his competitive nature. There's no scenario where he takes this as an exhibition. He'll be here to wanting to win. He's not here to have fun. He's here to win, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be on full display tonight.
Yeah, certainly not in exhibition mode here. He's actually playing at a really slow tempo right now, really trying to ease into things. And there's a lethal straight drop into the front right.
The way he kills the pace on the ball there.
Yeah, one thing that's obviously unique about the NSL is you have so little time to warm up. Once you sub on, you get on there and you're ice cold. You better at least have your legs warm before you get out on court, but you have no real feel. You kind of have to get your touch going in your first few rallies on court. Obviously, these two starting off the match, so they did have a couple of minutes to just warm up the ball and warm up their arms, but that will be the only time that this happens this evening, in addition to the start of the second period and start of the third period. No patting the ball around.
It's very evident right now that Zachariah is attacking Timmy's backhand. He's putting a lot of pressure on that side, and it's a classic maneuver for a right-handed player to play against a left-handed player. But keep an eye on how he cross-courts this.
You saw a couple rallies ago, Zachariah was going to go over to the right service box on handout and said, oh, wait a second, playing against the lefty here, and sort of backtrack, moonwalked Michael Jackson style to that left-hand service box. And it's tight work from Brownell, drawing back even at 4 after a 3-point run from Zachariah. Excuse me, 5-4 now. He takes the lead here in the opening period. Yeah, really slow from both parties to kick things off.
Both hitting a couple errors, still finding their range, but Timmy's pumped up. If he can just keep steady here, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Zachariah will probably be the best player in terms of rankings and recent results, so his confidence must be off the charts, but Timmy kind of steadying the ship. Tricky.
Some really lengthy affairs, as you would say, Sean, here in the early going. Neither player in too big of a rush.
It is interesting. We're seeing
Even
a couple
the
themes
in the
here.
forecourt have been played with height and margin, but they've just been so tight to the sidewall.
You see a theme of teams usually send out their most consistent player to start off the beginning of the first period. Which seems to be a common tactic amongst all the NSL teams.
Yeah, you really don't want to find yourself in a big hole 6-7 minutes into a period and have to dig your way out.
Clever serve.
Timmy is loving that boast here. Not looking to win rallies off it, but just played slow and right above the tin.
There's that
Just
pace.
working boast
To
throw a
Timmy's
wrench in
backhand.
things for Zachariah. Yeah, there it is.
Really pushing in that corner.
Yeah, you're spot on, Sean. Yeah, this is quality. Not necessarily the explosive nature that we're accustomed to seeing here in the NSL, but both of these players so solid up and down the line.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get
here.
Masadi and Matthias Knudsen in a couple minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, Matthias did bring out the signature top spin. Here's the Philly boast from Timmy. We're going a little bit kamikaze here now. But Matthias did bring out that top spin against Greg Lobman at the World Championships this week. Hopefully we'll see it here tonight. There's another boast from Timmy, finding the tin, and here we go. We're starting to heat up here from Nashville. Zachariah cuts the deficit to 1.
Oh, that's brilliant from Timmy.
Oh, shot. Shot. It's a great shift from Timmy Brownell, his second year with the Crushers. Also in his second year with the Crushers, here is the Colombian number 4 and world number 73, Ronald Palomino, taking the court, who had an outstanding showing in last year's NSL Finals. Despite falling to the New York City Knights in an instant classic matchup from the Spectre Center, Palomino really held his own. It's an athletic spin move there. Pascal Siakam-esque from the Columbia. Not good enough to dig that ball back in the back right corner. Palomino, obviously 6'3", and has that massive reach and wingspan.
Should be quite an adjustment here out of nowhere. We get a different player, a right-handed player. So we'll see how Zachariah adjusts his tactics, or he's just going to continue to build his rally.
Yeah, on a just on a dime, flipping from playing against a right-handed player to a left-handed player, or vice versa. It's a challenge here in the NSL. Obviously, two extremely different playing styles between Timmy and Ronald, and Zachariah is going to have to hit with a lot more width and accuracy here to get the ball past Palomino, who does love to cut the ball off early and use that reach to volley when he can. Not one to blast the ball or play it the fastest of paces, but so consistent, so steady, and likes to make the court feel really big. Does the world number 73. Going up against the world number 18.
And what's been so impressive about Zachariah this season is not only his ability to get scalps over top players, but also his consistency in being able to beat players in a convincing manner who are lower than him. And we're going to see this in action if Ronald can keep up with him, but immediately the lead has been taken away and Zachariah is going to be substituted off.
And here comes the spin bender. It'll be Columbia versus Columbia. It's a great shift from Zachariah. Long shift, over 8 minutes. Obviously, each team allotted 2 substitutions per period, so usually we see shifts in the 6 to 7 minute range. So double shifting there perhaps was Zachariah to put it into hockey terms. But here comes the spin bender, Matthias Knudsen. It's Columbia versus Columbia. These two are good friends. Number 73 and number 74 in the rankings. They're right next to each other.
I mean, these two should know each other's games.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. Matthias fresh off a big-time win at the World Championships last week, and firing right away is Knudsen, wasting no time, but picked up a scalping over Greg Lobin, the world number 19 in the biggest professional tournament of the year, World Championships in Chicago. We have the semifinals of that event going on tonight. But a mega win for Knudsen against the world number 19 and Scottish number 1. And feeling all the confidence that accompanies a win like that.
I mean, the squash has always been there for Matthias. I think it's his physicality that's been risen over the past couple seasons as he's really pursuing professionally, and that's been so impressive to see him keeping up with these big guys. And the results are bound to come.
There. No, you're absolutely right, Sean. I think the most impressive part of that matchup against Lobin, we know how phenomenal Matthias is with the racket in his hands and how much of a shot maker he is. But the fact that he was able to really outlast Greg Lobin in that best-of-5 win, he came back from 2-0 down. So impressive. There you see the
power play
boast with the detached wrist. And here's the power play for Knudsen, fresh off the racket change. New strings. And Matthias Knudsen. So, folks, only the Derby City Colts able to score for the next 2 minutes. The goal for Ronald Palomino is to stretch these rallies out as long as possible. The goal for Knudsen to score as many points as he possibly can in as quick of a fashion as he can. If he hits the tin, it will not count against him. Only Derby City able to score here on the power play for the next 90 seconds now. So Matthias can really just throw the kitchen sink at his fellow Colombian. Making his debut for the Derby City Colts, played for the championship-winning New York City Knights last season.
Some massive storylines there with him being dropped, and also Nashville Crushers also making some tough decisions that took a lot of people by surprise with the El-Sardi pick and dropping Simon Herbert.
Right. Simon Herbert sort of taking Matthias' spot as the attacking presence for the New York City Knights, the power play specialist. But Matthias is one of the biggest power play threats in all the National Squash League.
Hasn't really found his range here.
Whether you win or lose the point, you serve every rally, as Matthias is here. It's a great lob from Ronald. He's got the tactics down. Ronald's game really is suited to defend against the power play, and he does know Matthias's game inside and out. So I'm not sure if, although Matthias is definitely the best power play threat on the Colts, I'm not sure if Ronald was the proper person to call said power play against. Perhaps an adjustment for Lee Scott to make as the head coach of these Derby City Colts. Matthias did not get that serve off in time. That last kill was the final point of the power play, and now Derby City has built a 5-point cushion. Nashville still with their power play in their back pocket, however.
It's brilliant to see
when they
two
decide to use it.
Such tall figures just moving so well away from each other, not bumping into each other, and we see so much traffic nowadays with the PSA. And this is how it's done with tall players as well.
Yeah, these two both very fair players.
Those shorts from Ronald cannot be any shorter.
Yeah, Larry Bird-esque, 1980s NBA.
Well, if you're trying to support the Ronald jersey with the shorts as well, it only comes in extra small, so you gotta be prepared. Gotta work out those legs if you want those shorts. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, he does rock them. That's for certain. Yeah, pace is picking up here. Matthias looking to take the ball as early as he possibly can. Oh, it's a stretch.
That's a subtle hold there.
This is a mega rally now, Sean. There's the long drop and the counter. Oh, this is such quality.
This is a brilliant rally. This has got to damage the legs here for both.
Yeah, whoever
he is stepping
comes
up
out
here
on top of this rally, going to get a huge vote of confidence. This is what I call a momentum rally. For Nashville to cut the deficit to 3, or for Louisville to extend it out to 5.
What a rally.
Oh, that ball just
huge fist pump from Matthias.
It's a well-deserved fist pimp for the spin bender. It's going to be a double substitution. Well done from Mati in that opening frame. And here is the Englishman, the up-and-coming youngster, Ben Smith. Celebrated his 23rd birthday yesterday, taking on the veteran Frenchman Baptiste Massadi, the world number 21, and the French number 2.
Baptiste had some monster battles in the World Championship, so he's got a lot of mileage on those legs, but these players are built for it. And if anything, he's probably feeling more confident about his squash than ever. Huge win.
I think it's going to be... yeah, sorry, Sean.
It's going to be a huge win over Henry, one from Alex Lau from Hong Kong, where he had that belter match and then closely lost out to Victor.
Yeah, 17-15 in the 5th game for Massadi. But he did come through that one.
And I've been waiting for this moment, Jackson.
Here we have a power play for Nashville. This is the moment here.
Baptiste on the power play.
Can, 4 or 5 points here to get it to either a 1-point deficit or a tie match at the end of the power play would be huge and would give Nashville a real fighting chance here. But if Ben Smith is able to defend and only give up 1 or 2 points, they're going to be in really good shape as Derby City. And there's the long drop from the back. Massadi was an incredible attacking player in his own right. Shifty, very difficult to play.
It's the low kill he's so amazing at. Oh! What a get!
Oh, that's outrageous, Sean. And just like that, I have won the race to outrageous, even though Massadi buries it in the 10. I believe I'm up 3-0 on the race to outrageous leaderboard at this point, Sean. You're going to have some major catching up to do the rest of the season.
It's imperative to cut down on this lead from the Nashville Crushers here. Louisville has a 3-point lead.
Wow, wow,
it's that low kill.
Wow. Yeah, Ben Smith is going to want to leave it out of the midcourt. Oh, that's smart, but he has to serve from the left. Oh, referee. So Masadi smartly picking up the ball when he realized he wasn't in an attacking position to just run to the service box and serve again. You can't do that because it won't hurt against you. But I do believe he served from the wrong side there. That's all right. Here's a little Mizuki length.
Ben Smith trying to...
from Mizuki. Oh, it's such tight work from Masadi. The wheels are coming off a bit for Smith here. He was defending well for the first 90 or so seconds. This is the final point of the power play. It's a big one for Nashville to take the lead here in the first period. These two teams so evenly matched here through the first frame. And we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to determine who will take a 1-0 lead from Montgomery Bell. It's probably going to be a let, Sean.
The power play is over.
Power play is over.
No need to rush here. I mean, it is Batiste's game to rush everyone.
No more substitutions, no more power plays.
To the last. Wow, we're tied up to wrap up this first period. No more power plays.
Sean, you just heard it from our Master of Ceremonies, Ryan Leslie. Both teams out of substitutions, out of power plays here in the first. It's just squash for the next 2.5 minutes. Between the world
Smith
number 88
not liking that
and the world
movement.
number 21.
Masadi really taking the ball low. It's definitely going to do some damage in Ben Smith's tall figure. But Ben Smith holding strong so far.
Yeah, Smith obviously with that reach. That 6'4", or 191 centimeters if you're tuning in from Europe. He's putting some major work into those legs, taking the ball in short as much as he has.
Shook it off. He's a big boy.
I'll play yes let here.
Did he find the nick there?
Perhaps a mini little eye roll there from Masadi. Oh, it's tight work, Sean.
Wow.
Elmer's glued to the side wall.
Oh, that's beauty.
80 seconds to go, and that's quality.
That is a
from
beauty.
The Englishman hanging in here against the world number 21. A big-time spot here in the first period. His team needs him to come through. Smith has such great weight of shot heading to the back. Oh, there's the post, but it's hit the tin. And we're back even. 45 seconds to go. Oh, that's
Ben
so
Smith
good.
takes
Fading
the
into the
lead.
side wall. Right at the top of the bounce. Have Masadi trapped behind him. It's a huge rally, and he's found the perfect width, has Smith. Masadi, the clock is a factor here.
Did not see this coming. Thought Masadi's experience would come out, and he...
Oh, that's so good. He logs on to www.islotnix.com at the perfect time to cut the deficit to 1. He makes the error. No. And Ben Smith, heroics here in the first. A massive gap in the PSA World Rankings, but that shows you that that's not everything when it comes to the NSL format. Masadi and Smith out there on an island for 5 or so minutes, and it was Ben Smith who survives the Nashville power play and is able to win period number 1 for the Louisville Colts. Derby City up 1-0 here on the Nashville Crushers from Montgomery Bell Academy. Let's hear from Crushers head coach Dylan Cunningham.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the head coach of the Nashville Crushers and Dylan Cunningham. And in that third period, you can tell there's a lot of strategy that went into there. And you kind of, there's a little shorthand at the end. You kind of walk me through that process of period number one and kind of how you're going to pick it up here in 2 and 3.
We really liked our opportunity. I thought that piece for Ben was the matchup we wanted. And we just let it slip. So we're not going to change too much. We're not going to panic. We have a good strategy coming out of this second one. We're going to throw some rings in there, change the order around a little bit, and see if we can take advantage of some other matchups that we also like.
Last year we hosted the draft here at Montgomeryville Academy in Nashville. This is the next time that we are returning here to Nashville. What can you say to the crowd right now about Montgomeryville Academy and the support that you can do for the sport of squash?
I mean, look at the crowd. I can't thank enough people. It would take you too long. We only have another 5, 10 seconds. But you guys can see here, this crowd is awesome. You know, we just started this sport down in Nashville. Let's make sure we're a little bit louder in the second period. I think we're going to need a little bit of energy push from you guys. Let's support these guys with their.
Driving the most important initiatives for the growth of squash in the United States.
Welcome back to Nashville, site of National Squash League regular season action here. In the South Division, we're watching Matthias Knudsen of the Derby City Colts and Baptiste Masadi warming up to kick things off here in the second period. The Colts surviving by the hair of their chinny chin chin in the first. They'd built a nice 5 or 6 point cushion until a Nashville power play drew the Crushers even, but Ben Smith, the 23-year-old Englishman, the number 88 player in the world, holding his own and getting a point on the board for Derby City in his shift against the man on your screen right now, the Frenchman Baptiste Masadi, the 21st player in the world now. Baptiste back on to start things in the second against the Colombian number 5, the world number 74.
Whew.
And one of the hottest names in professional squash right now, Matthias Knudsen. It's quality here from Masadi, who's going to maybe be a little bit PO'd and want to get some revenge here in the opening of this second period. He's an emotional player, to say the least, as many of the Frenchmen are on the PSA World Tour. Masadi making his NSL debut here tonight.
One of the beauties of the NSL
four-quarter squash.
We see so many different matchups within one match. As we saw, that this was not a matchup featured in the first period. There's going to be so many adjustments players.
And here's the nick from Matti. Ole, 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 ole. Right back into things. I mean, this is fiery here in the early going, Sean. It felt for Matthias, who lost that rally 2 points ago. Was really running.
Always got to watch out as a player. Putting Matthias in that corner of the backhand. You never know what's going to happen. You don't want to be a victim of those top spins.
They don't call him the spin bender for nothing.
If you're liking what you see with Matthias today, go check out his interview with Squash University, led by Jackson and his co-host, Gilly Lane. I personally think it's a Jackson show, but Gilly Lane's more of a supporting role in that podcast.
Yeah, we let Gilly hang out with us when we're feeling good about it. But yeah, Matthias on the show this week, and he had a lot of good thoughts about his big-time win at the World Champs over world number 19 Greg Labin last weekend. And here he is in the NSL format.
Putting in the pressure here.
He was so successful last year. great retrieval. Sean, Matthias has always been such a great shot maker, but his movement and his fitness have improved so much over the last 12 months. He's put in some major work, and it's paying off for him.
Oh, absolutely. As attacking as Batista is in his game, he's also very good at. He's always very clever. He's also good at defending. I really do think he's an all-around player. And just as I say that, he makes a costly error there. But he does have the lead here to
There's
start
been
the
some
second
great
period.
rallies.
Oh, these two have been quality.
Oh, there it is! No let given. The referee understands the assignment.
There was an initial wrong step from Matisse, which I think led to that no let.
We knew it was going to come out at some point. There's the top spin on the backhands.
But there's that pressure that Masadi's able to put in.
Yeah,
really
right
moving
back.
Matisse around here.
Oh, this is
Really
great
rally
pressure.
from him. Yeah, he is putting in the work.
Great pressure, but it's great defense from Matthias, who, after being run around that whole rally, hangs on just long enough to see the unforced error go in from the Frenchman. And after starting down 4-1, back even at 4-all. Announcers jinx, though, as the Crushers retake the lead here in the early going of the second.
Brilliant width. Pushing Matisse all the way to the corner.
Oh, there's the skid boast, and it dies
Wow.
like a dodo in the back left corner. Oh my goodness.
This is Coach
How many
John
players
White
on tour can
special.
hit that shot, Sean?
From his coach there. Back from Drexel.
Yeah, it's a John White-esque shot for certain. Obviously, Matthias playing for 4 years at Drexel University, where he was a 4-time All-American, playing under the tutelage of former world #1 John White. Certainly learned that shot from Whitey. To draw even here in the second. He went for it again on the backhand. Not quite as successful. Hit a phenomenal backhand skip boast just like that one for a winner in the 4th game against Laban this past week. There's the kill on the forehand. Wow. There's the first fist pimp of the period for Knudsen.
This must be eating up in the legs here, Jackson. I mean, it's been a long session here for both these players, especially Saudi, who ended that first period as well.
Yep, we're encroaching upon that 7-minute mark. Oh, it's a great movement from Matthias. I mean, this is great pressure from Masadi, and the retrieval of Knudsen elicits another unforced error from Masadi. Really impressed to see some of the pickups that Matthias has made here this evening in Nashville. And to your point, Sean, we're encroaching upon that 6-minute mark in terms of the opening shift for these two. I think we can expect one of two things in the next couple of points, either a power play from the Colts or a substitution from the Crushers.
Very impressed with Matthias'
Yes,
ability to soak up the pressure this evening.
Yeah.
Showing he's not just a one-way player.
Yeah, if I'm the Colts, I'm calling a power play after this rally. Masadi has done some major work in the last 6.5 minutes here. And I don't believe we mentioned this on the broadcast here this evening, but during a power play, no substitutions allowed for either team. So Masadi would be out there on an island for 2 minutes defending with heavy legs against one of the best attacking players in the National Squash League. I think a power play could be a story here for the Colts. At least that's where I would be leading if I were Lee Scott.
Pressure.
This is a lengthy rally. Matthias, after starting down 4-1, battling back, but that is inch perfect from Masadi. Hands for the Frenchman, and here comes the world number 18, the 17-year-old phenom, the Bermuda Open champion. It is Mohamed Zakaria. And it'll be Ronald Palomino out of Cali, Colombia, for the Nashville Crushers. An early stroke drawn by the young man from Alexandria. And Sean, no goggles for Zachariah tonight. Normally he has to wear his eyewear on the PSA World Tour given his junior status, but he's gotten away with no eyewear here tonight in Nashville.
I wasn't sure if I should mention that or if we're putting him under the bus there.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
See if the PSA flags this. Oh! Wow.
Oh! It's a tough movement. Hopefully he's all right. He slip or something.
It's that recovery of a 17-year-old body. Just recovers from anything.
Yeah. My heart sunk for about half a second there.
Zachary, we're not really finding his range so far in the first two periods, but hopefully that'll change in a sec. Ronald just so consistent. It must be hard for him. He's probably a player who loves to build everything up, kind of get in the groove of things, like probably wants to be on court as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as an Egyptian, I think he plays a lot more like Ali Farag than really any other top Egyptian player on tour. He isn't necessarily explosive in his ball striking into the forecourt. He is very much tactically sound, physically fit player who likes to wear you down over the course of long periods of time. So maybe the NSL format not as suited to his game, at least not in the attacking sense. Trying to figure things out here in the second. Gonna want to try to let the arm go.
If there is anyone to figure it out, it would be him.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just been fascinating to see the pickups this week with Ian Yao, a top 10 player, Zachariah, both getting picked up their respective teams.
All the top players in the world want a taste of the National Squash League. We'll see Mohamed El Sharbaghi, one of the greats in the history of our game, in action tomorrow night for the Newport Dragons, as there's an error after a big-time rally from Palomino. Zachariah signals for a timeout. What does he want here? Yeah, he wants to stop the clock for a little court service. There you see Timmy Brownell warming up on the next court over, getting ready, presumably to close out this second period for the Crushers in a few minutes here. And safety first here in Nashville. Towel work from Zachariah. The clock is stopped here. We have just over half of the second period to play. We're tied up at 9-all. Both teams have their power play, Sean. What are you looking at in terms of strategy from the Nashville perspective to try to draw even here at one period apiece?
I'd probably want to not have Zachariah on court when using the power play. I think he'd probably thrive under that setting, as his game is really about soaking the attacks.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
So it's really about watching out on who's on court. Fascinating dynamics of strategy. A lot of strategy to be put into play, especially on the coach's shoulder. Execution is key. That's gorgeous. That is so tight. And we get a let.
Zachariah signaling something back to his bench. Here comes a power play from Zachariah.
Never seen a player demand a power play overriding the coach's decision.
Here's the 17-year-old firing it in! Right on cue, Sean. We were downing a ball period. Here's the 3-ball boast. What does Lee Scott know? Here's the world junior champion.
It's the Zachariah show.
Here.
It's a top.
Oh my goodness, a fanner. And it's great movement for Palomino to hang in that rally. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I think Lee's job's in jeopardy right now after Zachariah.
Yeah, this is
oh my goodness.
a situation where Nikola Jokic is just over on the bench demanding what plays are drawn up and calling all the shots. Oh, my goodness! From the back right, hammering it home.
I think that might have hit the 10, but full Jackson for sure.
Oh, my God. Sean, what has just happened here? He's completely come alive as the Egyptian. No regard for errors, and that arm is like a noodle now. He looked a little bit stiff. Here's the tweener. Oh, my. Welcome to the National Squash League. Mohamed Zakaria.
Ronald staying calm out of
Just
all this
flattening
chaos
the ball.
here.
There's the air. Oh, Ronald is trying to weather this storm. He's actually
doing a
done
great
quite
job.
well. But a couple spectacular nicks from the 17-year-olds.
Attack. Oh, there's another error. It's been an error galore here.
Yeah, he's got probably 2 more points here.
Yeah, if that
Go,
cross
go,
court
go,
hit
go, go.
Nick doesn't hit, it kind of opens up the court a little too much. Puts you in a very difficult situation.
Yeah, Palomino is such a great high lob from the front.
It's the final point now. No need to rush. No need to
So
rush.
accurate. It's true, Sean. No matter how long it takes. The final point of the power play. There's a fist pimp from Zakaria. A line and a half down the forehand side.
Hits the crowd with the calma.
Is that a calm, or was he being asked if he wanted to sub off, and he was saying no, he's good?
Well, all I know is he overrides every
Questions
decision
galore.
right now. This is the Zachariah show.
17-year-olds calling shots. And now here's Timmy subbing on for the Crushers.
We saw this matchup in the first period.
Yes, we did. And Timmy actually getting the better of that exchange. That should be S-let, surely. Yeah. But this is a whole different Mohamed Zakaria, fresh off an explosive power play. He didn't break any records in terms of points scored off that power play. Palomino defended it really well, but he hit some spectacular winners. And now the confidence seems to be through the roof.
It surely is,
the
as he's
Egyptian.
starting to find his groove here.
Yeah, Timmy's going to want to
Oh my goodness.
slow things down here. Wow!
Unbelievable.
With the leg lift, firing it in, Zakaria is on a roll here in the National Squash League.
He might not have done really well in the power play, but he's
And
found
Timmy
his
responds.
attacking game.
Yes, he has. It's
Just
not
opened up-
necessarily his calling card.
Bit loose from Timmy there.
Oh, he's got him on a string. Put him on the diagonal there, did Zakaria. Here's a body serve. Just so tactically clever. Are both of these players? I was going to say Zakaria, but Timmy also known for his creativity out there. This has the potential to be a really fun exchange. And Nashville calling a power play. This is smart
Much
from head coach
needed.
Dylan Cunningham. Wanted to stop the bleeding because Zakaria was on a roll. So now Zakaria
Fully
has to
agree.
transition from an attacking mindset into defending here. And Timmy now with a chance to get back into things.
Yeah, I really think that was a
Working
great
meat at
tactic
least.
from Coach Dillon.
It's really smart.
For defense, as you said. I think it's more of a defensive power play more than an offensive.
Yeah. So many different ways to use that power play here in the National Squash League. Oh, it's a bit of fortune there from Brownell, unless I missaw that. I don't know if he was going for that shot.
No, he's the co-founder, so he
Zachary
must
had a
have
nice
he
whip.
must have done that on purpose. We don't doubt our co-founder here.
Never. Oh, that's so
There's
good on the volley. Quick hands from Brownell.
There's that defense.
Oh, here comes the nick. Straight drop. No cross. Oh, the hands are firing from Timmy now. Here comes Brownell. Just over 4 minutes in the second period. We're over halfway through this power play for Nashville. Timmy's going to want to get at least 2 more points on this power play to give Nashville a really good shot here in the closing moments. Here's the straight drop from the back. It's picture perfect, more picturesque than Wes Anderson film. And he is absolutely rolling now as Timmy. How the tides have turned. It's a brilliant tactical decision from Cunningham to call the power play when he did.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, and he's got him on the diagonal once again. Heavy breathing from Zakaria. We forget this has been a long shift for the Egyptian, who is breathing heavy. The clappers are going, as Joey Barrington would say, and he's going to want a substitution after this point. Once the power play is over, and finding the nick there is Timmy. That's the end of the power play, or maybe we have one more. Yeah, here's the final
much-needed substitution.
Yeah, Zachario's absolutely cashed. It's a long shift for him there.
Ben Smith, the closer. We saw him close it out in the first period. Can he do it again?
Yeah, Ben Smith was so good there in the final 5 or 6 minutes for the Colts. He's got a quick 3.5-minute spurt here to try to cling to that 1-point lead for the Colts, although we're already tied up. Ben Smith outplaying the world number 21, Baptiste Masadi, in the first, now up against the world number 31, and Timmy Brownell, the 23-year-old, 88 in the world from Grimsby, England. I don't know if you've seen that film, Brothers of Grimsby, Sacha Baron Cohen. Sean, that's the only thing I can think of when I found out Ben Smith is from Grimsby.
I have not seen that film, but my wealth of knowledge in the film category is not as good as yours. I don't know anyone in the squash world.
Well, Sean, you're a good Letterboxd follow. I'll give you that.
I try. Wow. Ben Smith, just so impressive today. Oh, costly error. Wouldn't have expected that.
It's a big-time error. It's very uncharacteristic. Very unlike Timmy here. He's going to...
He's just steady the ship here.
This is going to be a really long rally. This could be a well over 60-second rally. Or not. It's just too loose from Timmy. It's too loose. I do agree with the call there. Yeah, Timmy was rolling, and I think that substitution really threw something off, going from Zakaria to Smith. Smith with that big frame. And, yeah, fresh legs for Ben. He's really slowed down the pace here. And Timmy's played that ball. It's got to be a no-let. The ball was all the way to the left.
My God, Ben Smith. Ben Smith cannot say his name enough here. Just so impressive.
Under 90 seconds to go now, clinging to a 4-point lead. So impressive from him. Once again, it's a no-let, I feel.
No, I think that's...
Is that a stroke? I feel like he left that way up in the forecourt. He's glued to the sidewall, Elmers. Oh, yes, let given. It's a little bit more reasonable. I almost felt that was a no-let. Oh, no, the service turn. Timmy needed that. The clock being a factor, Timmy needed that badly. Oh, the weight of shot. That is a line and a half from Ben Smith. Making a name for himself here in Nashville.
I'm going to start calling him the
Chicago
closer.
Grizzlies last season. Now joining the Colts.
This is just unbelievable 2 periods in a row where he's able to close it out.
Wow.
He just doesn't panic under pressure here. Just plays his brand of squash. I mean, Timmy definitely feeling the pressure of having to get points on the scoreboard here, but...
It's nice from Timmy. Maybe too little, too late, though. Up against Ben Smith. Just a classic Englishman. Such an attritional player here.
A little forceful from Timmy, but he was in the
shades
position
of James Wilstrop a little bit here, perhaps, for Smith. And Ben Smith hanging on here in the second.
He does it again.
Derby City Colts. Wow. Say his name. And he appears, Joe Henry. Ben Smith. hanging on once again here in the second period. And if the Colts are able to come through here tonight with a victory over the Crushers, you better believe that he is going to be in contention for the MVP, despite the play of Knudsen and despite the play of Zachariah. Ben Smith.
Jackson.
Quality here from Montgomery Bell Academy, Sean.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it. Don't make me jinx it.
Now, Sean, the shootout is in play. The shootout is in play. We've yet to call a shootout together on these airwaves, and tonight may be the night. If Nashville is able to win the third, we'll be tied up at 2-2, and the shootout will be in store. It could happen. Let's not jinx it. We won't mention it again.
In the meantime, let's listen to what Lee Scott has to say.
Head coach of the Derby City Colts.
We got a 30-minute period for you right now. It's worth 2 points. You're up 2 love. That might change your mindset. Are you going to do anything to try to defend, or are you going to attack here with the third period coming up?
Again, this one is 2-2, so we want to try and win. We don't want to shoot out, so we're going to try and put it both.
All right, you got something up to see. Lee Scott, Louisville Colts, ladies and gentlemen. 30 minutes of period number 3. Although Louisville is up 2 love, remember that if Nashville wins this period, we have an overtime shootout.
Tried it for myself, and it was something that I really enjoyed and was something that would get me up and moving and be like a more productive person.
I just squash because it was one of the sports that really attracted me, and the places that we would travel to, it was really like eye-catching to me.
Honestly, I went there and it was good vibes, a good community, and so I was like, okay, I think squash is...
Driving the most important initiatives for the growth of squash in the United States.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third period here, where Louisville Colts have a 2-love lead over the Nashville Crushers. The Nashville Crushers need this third period to push it to a shootout. But if that's not the case, the Louisville Colts will take a landslide victory here. But what a performance by the Colts. I did not expect them to be 2-love up after the first 2 periods. I thought if anything it'd be split in between, or the Nashville would take the lead. But this is a surprising factor, but can't be too surprised when your team has both the phenomenon of Zachariah on your team. But Ben Smith, remember that name. He's been killing the show so far.
Yeah, it's been tight all the way, Sean. There haven't been major leads built by either side at any point in either of the first 2 periods. It's been really neck and neck. Maybe a team pulls ahead 5 or 6 points upon utilizing their power play, but the other team is drawn pretty close to even upon responding with a power play of their own. So both teams very much within striking distance at all times so far here tonight, but it's been the heroics of Ben Smith closing out periods number 1 and number 2, each time against much higher ranked players.
Jackson, this is just in. The Sono Sharks beat the Lake Erie Beacons on a shootout. Of course, I was not on that call. As this curse just continues.
Yeah, Sean, I've been lucky enough to be on the call for 1 shootout. We've had a few of them in the history of the National Squash League, but never the 2 of us together on the comms for a shootout. Which can only occur if one team wins the first 2 periods and the other team wins the third, forcing a 2-2 tie and hence a best 3 of 5 points shootout. And that is what will happen if Nashville is able to come through here in the third, which is extremely likely, I would say. Very possible, very plausible.
Listen, I'm not a betting man, but the NSL is not a betting
Link
platform.
for Nashville and a lot
But
of talent.
if you were to bet, Sean's on the comp, so bet for Colts, I guess, right? 'Cause that would make me no
Yeah,
shootout.
that would make the most sense. The squash
But here we are.
gods of
Matthias Knudsen and Timmy
Sean,
Brownell, we've seen this matchup in the final last year,
this is true. This is true.
but in different circumstances and different teams today.
Yes, Timmy back with the Crushers. Matthias, a part of that championship-winning New York City Knights team.
This
now
is an
with the Colts.
explosive rally.
Oh,
start us off.
Sean, we're in for a treat. Maybe tonight is the night for a shootout. Here's the Nick. Feathery touch with a kiss from Matthias Knudsen. Onions! Here in the first rally of the third. And Sean, the stakes couldn't be any higher. Nashville looking to clinch the South Division. And perhaps tonight is the night for the shootout. We have two absolutely star-studded lineups, and maybe the squash gods have kept you waiting for this moment.
Don't make me hope. Do not make me hope. But Matthias
Long
here
season,
trying to
Sean.
ruin the
It's a
party
long
here
season.
for me. Really fast pace to start this third period. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a 30-minute period in this third with an extra 1 minute power
Oh, wow.
play.
That looked like a tennis serve there, the way he smacked that ball. Perfect width for Matthias.
Oh! Wow!
Oh, scrumptious.
That was unbelievable.
Wow, Matthias calling for a power play early. Less than 2 minutes into the third. Will it be the 1 minute or the 2 minute? This is the third period. Each team given an extra 1 minute power play in addition to the 2 minute power play that they start off with, and an extra substitution. So 3 substitutions as opposed to 2, and 2 power plays as opposed to 1. Derby City electing to use their 2 minute power play right off the bat here. This is huge. It's incredibly risky, but it could pay off if Derby City is able to build a little bit of a lead here. But Timmy is defending well against this onslaught of attack from the Colombian. There's the Nick! Some mustard on that shot like he's Kendrick Lamar. And here we go. The tweener into the tin. He's looking to put together a highlight reel here in Nashville. Is the Colombian number 5, all the swagger in the world, coming off the world champs in Chicago.
Almost got the nick off the serve there.
Timmy is hanging on. It's tight work from Brownell. Matthias picks it up. He says, let's go again.
It's close to the neck there.
It is frantic.
Timmy's slowing the pace down now.
Oh, this is great from Timmy now. He's really found his range. Less than 40 seconds to go.
There it is.
Oh, perfect! Oh, Matthias, wow, hands on hands. Clipping the tin there. There's the nick again. Here's the top spin.
Timmy, wow, he is defending for his life
Timmy,
here.
Here's the thing is Timmy may need to make an early substitution after this power play. Some major work being
onslaught.
put into the legs of the American. I mean, Timmy is looking absolutely cashed.
Sneak in one more point.
This will not count for the power play. Should be a stroke for Brownell. He's actually defended well there once again. The highs were high from Matthias. Some highlight reel shots in there. But overall, Timmy coming out with Nashville still very much in this opening period. Louisville now down to only one 1 minute power play, with Nashville still having both of their power plays at their disposal, facing only a 4-point deficit. Well done, Mr. Brownell. And now we settle back into some slightly more attritional squash here in the early going of the third period. Whew, take a deep breath there, Sean. Wow.
Absolute chaos out of nowhere to start the third period. And you can tell the legs, slight fatigue there.
Here's the first substitution. Matthias isn't happy. I don't know if I agree with this, Sean. It's early. It's very early. We only have 3 subs this period, less than 5 minutes in. Matthias subbing off. He didn't seem all that tired. Zacharia's going to have to put in a really long shift here.
I mean, it's a lot of trust in Zachariah here.
Yeah, this is huge pressure for Zachariah. Now here's a power play from Timmy.
1 minute.
Zachariah with fresh legs, but he hasn't had time to get warmed up here. Could be a little bit stiff. This could be a great moment for Timmy to capitalize. Here's the nick. What a shot for Brownell. Wasting no time. Just a 1 minute power play to try to get some back that they lost from the 2 minutes. I mean, such an action-packed start for this third period, Sean. I'm all over the place. No time to breathe.
Jeez, the speed. Unbelievable. His ability to pick up the ball.
This is great defense from Zachariah. I mean, he's played this perfectly. Timmy with that subtle hold on the volley. This will be the final point of the power play. Timmy does not have to rush here. Oh, and he's played that wisely. He knew that a yes-let would be beneficial for the Egyptian.
That's a fantastic
really,
defense.
really smart from Timmy. But it's great defense regardless from Zachariah. And here is the first substitution of this third period for Nashville now. Masadi coming on for Brownell.
Have we seen this matchup? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have, Sean.
Oh, this is going to be brilliant. The 2 top-ranked
really
players
interesting. Yeah, clash
in
of
their respective
styles.
teams.
Number 18 in the world versus number 21 in the world.
Sorry, wasting no time. Bring that ball in short and low.
Yeah, it's a real test for Zachariah going up against the veteran of the tour. Sadi, 29 years old. He'll be 30 next month. He's been ranked as high as 13 in the world. Residing at 21 right now. There's a stroke.
That initial 2-minute power play is working wonders right now as they're maintaining the lead. It's a long wait for
Sadi, an early unforced error in that rally.
Crushers to dig deep to kind of take back this lead that the Colts were able to build here. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous, Jackson.
Wow. Excellent deception from the Frenchman. I do feel, though, Sean, that this matchup is slightly favorable for the Colts. Zachariah's really found his rhythm here. He's not forcing the issue. He's just going to absolutely soak up every ounce of pressure that Masadi looks to throw at him and respond with quality, with medium pace, just tight to the sidewall and with great width. I think he's just going to be really steady and anchor down here.
Long rallies have got to favor the Colts.
Long rallies.
They're also going to kill the time clock through this. Oh, wow. What a response.
Absolutely agree. Nashville still with their 2-minute power play. Louisville with their 1-minute power play. So that means a slight advantage for Nashville in that respect, but they're facing a 6-point deficit here as we're encroaching upon the 1/3 mark here in period number 3. Reminder that a Nashville win clinches the South Division. Louisville wins. They will head to Atlanta next week. Or excuse me, they'll head home to Louisville to take on Atlanta for a chance to clinch
See Zachary really slowing down the
advance
pace here.
to the playoffs.
The usage of the lobs.
Oh, that's so good. It's tight work. Uh-oh, Sean, we have 2 substitutions for the Colts before the 20-minute mark. Louisville will be left with only 1 substitution over the next 21 minutes. I don't like that at all. Matthias was completely rolling for those first 5 minutes, and then they subbed him off so early. This could really cost Derby City on the back end of this third period.
I'm very curious who they're going to put out as their last substitute here.
Zachary has had some really tough rallies here. Obviously, he's probably the Iron Man for this team.
Could not agree more on that.
But I feel like Matthias is probably a little bit more fresh given this
Not a bad player to have right now. Ben Smith, who's been excellent both periods, despite the ranking
the Colts
difference.
are going to have to hang on to this lead if they want to have any chance here, because Nashville has the advantage from the power play standpoint and the substitution standpoint.
There's something so calm
Derby
about
City
Ben
cannot
Smith
afford to
in
surrender
tonight's
this
evening.
lead. Oh, shot.
Just that fast attack there from Masadi. Oh, and he finds his range.
Oh, scrumptiously delicious. Air Masadi leaves Earth to slam that ball into the front left. But Smith just so solid. Aye. Saw the
So
neck
big
of his
lead
own
for
there.
Colts here.
Punished on the counter drop, though, yeah. Sadi just
No need to panic.
slowly eating into that lead.
We finally see a Ben Smith error. They are using the...
Sean, they are just throwing the kitchen sink at Nashville in the early going here. They will be without power plays and with only 1 substitution for the final 17 minutes. Final 18 minutes, I should say. They really, really have to make the most of this. Only up 5. I mean, if Masadi only surrenders 1 point, no points in this power play, Louisville could be in big trouble. There's the error.
Yeah, I don't think I would have picked Ben Smith as your power play user, but they're really coming out firing here.
Oh, the tactics may end up costing the Louisville Colts here in period number 3.
From Masadi.
Wouldn't put cheekiness past the French number 2. Certainly has a track record of that sort of behavior. Oh wow, this is massive, and that's great defense from Baptiste. Only down 6. Louisville out of power plays. Nashville with a 2-point power play in their back pocket. An extra substitution as well. Ben Smith so good to close out the first and second. Struggling a little bit here.
See Masadi getting a bit rattled here.
We mentioned the cheeky nature of Masadi's game. Maybe picking up a little double bounce there. At least in the referee's eyes he did. That's touch there at Smith, trap behind him. It's just a loose width, though, from Smith that allowed Masadi to put in that inch-perfect volley drop. It has to be a stroke. He's lofted it right back to himself, and Masadi has no line. It's the right call. Totally agree with that one, Sean. And once again, I'm not sure if he has much of a swing there. Can play a lot. Yeah, he's got his racket caught. So here's the second substitution for the Crushers. Once again, even a little bit early for Nashville, because now we're going to see 2 8.5 or so minute shifts here.
Yeah, the clock management hasn't been the best yet.
I mean, yeah, I even would have maybe left Masadi out there for another minute or two. Unless he was absolutely spent. It's going to be a long shift here for Palomino. Super fit. He's got that big barrel Colombian chest. Grown up playing
slowing it down here.
At altitude his whole life, of course. It's a great piece of movement. The fresh legs.
Great hands.
For Palomino. Oh, that's feathery touch. Sean, Palomino looks so good right now. I almost wouldn't hesitate to call that second power play for Nashville in the next couple of minutes here. If Ben Smith is still out there. Ben Smith looks to be fading. And once again, you want to tire him out. I mean, Palomino could put some major work into the legs of Ben Smith here on a power play. So either you put the work into the legs now and make Smith really gassed.
Oh, his legs
force Denise Scott to make a difficult decision to leave him out there or not.
This
I mean,
might
Ben
be
Smith
costly.
is out there on an island right now. Ben Smith, I mean, there is no option for Ben Smith to sub out in the next 5 minutes here, really. I mean, he is out there for better or worse. He's got to find his groove. Or the Colts could be in trouble here in the third, rather.
And the lead, just like that, is only to 2 now, with the Crushers also having a 2-minute power play.
Palomino just exploding onto the ball here. He's on it so early at the top of the bounce. Smith seems to have really no answers. He hasn't been very close to putting the ball away. Stroke. Oh, Palomino says, let's go! Don't wait. This night's almost over, perhaps, for Ben Smith, who could be in a world of hurt. It's not necessarily his fault, but it's perhaps a misuse of clock management for the Derby City Colts.
If they end up losing this, they're going to have to look back at it's a complete coaching mismanagement on the time clock here.
I mean, Sean, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a coaching mismanagement. I don't understand why they would have taken them out and that early with Matthias in the beginning of the third.
Yep.
And the scoreboard's tied with the Nashville Crushers having a 2-minute power play. Ben Smith trying his best to slow it down. Oh, this is unraveling quickly, Jackson.
Ben Smith feels like he is drowning. No lifesavers to be found. Oh, perhaps some life there, though. With
not fault his effort tonight.
Weight of shot. An inch perfect width.
He's been put in such a difficult position.
It's another line. It's another line. Yeah, Smith having very little success winning rallies at the front of the court tonight, but his length hitting on both the straight ball and the cross on the forehand and the backhand, really, really good. He has a just excellent understanding of weight of shot. And
I mean, if you're the Crushers, wouldn't you want to put that 2-minute power play to lock Ben Smith in here to make sure he doesn't leave the court?
You could do that, Sean, or you could even wait another minute or two, because Smith, I mean, the Colts don't really have much of an option. There's a great kill for Smith.
This has been changing the momentum here when we've been writing him off.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts really can't afford to sub him out in the next minute or two anyway, so they might want to even wait and milk it just a little bit more. Or they wait until the very end of whoever the final player for the Colts shift is. Although you do have to call a power play with over 4 minutes left in the period, so worth keeping that in mind. I think you want to. It's really a game of chicken here between Dylan Cunningham and Lee Scott. Will Nashville call the power play first, or will Ben Smith sub off first?
Wow. Ben
Obviously,
Smith.
Nashville's going to want to call the power play before Smith subs off, but timing when exactly that might be is going to be tough. That's a reach from Palomino and a roar from the Colombian. A double fist pimp. It's the Dos Amigos now, the two Colombians. Cali versus Bogota. No, Palomino comes off. This is the final substitution for Derby City with 11 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third period. This is going to be a mega shift for the Colts. And for Matthias Knudsen, we've been looking to see Matthias test his fitness over the last 6 months, which has been much improved. Here is the ultimate test. This is going to be one of the longest shifts in NSL history, almost 12 minutes. With a tie ball game here in the third, if Matthias can pull this out, we should never, ever, ever question this man's fitness ever again. Nashville still with a power play and another substitution left. Timmy Brownell is waiting in the wings. But for now, it's Masadi who's going to look to capitalize on this matchup.
A bit of a force of a
big-time ranking distance between these two. It's a lengthy rally to start off here in the third.
Brilliant by Matthias.
Just such a good angle. He's put him on the diagonal here.
He's not happy with the movement there, but didn't really see anything wrong with that. Costly error. Not the right time, especially with how close the scoreboard is. Well, that's what you're going to get with Matisse.
Matthias would love to build a little bit of a cushion here. He's going to have to survive the power play. Oh, there it is! A slam dunk into the nick on the forehand. Yeah, once again, we know that power play is coming. If I'm Nashville, I'm calling that power play at 4 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm waiting until the last possible minute to call that. Put as much work into the legs of Knudsen as I can up until that point. And Matthias is going to have to build a lead to be able to survive that power play and have a chance of coming through to win the third. If the Colts do lose this third period, they will still have a shot in the overtime shootout. But a 4-0 win would put them in prime position to clinch the South Division next week at home against the Atlanta Tornadoes. A high-pressure situation, a big-time match for both these players. That may not be a stroke, but it is. It's a little bit high. It was a poor shot from Masadi. Force from that tight ball in the front from Knudsen, and he will be rewarded with a stroke. Now a 3-point lead here against the world number 21. Just so impressed by Matthias here tonight. Cheeky smile there from Mati. I think he may be a little bit unenthused by the movement of the Frenchman. A lot of cheap errors from
Matthias Masadi tonight. It's the type of pressure he needs to put Matthias on if he can put some damage to his legs.
When these two squared off in the second period, we saw a lot of rallies where Matthias did a great job of absorbing the pressure from Masadi, and Masadi ended up making unforced errors on the back end of those rallies when he was really running Matthias around the entire time.
Really shows the depth of the tour here. Matthias is working his way out of the Challenger Tour.
It's a stroke, surely. He has no swing. It's a big-time fist pump for Mati.
He's building up a lead here, Jackson. 4-point lead out of nowhere.
Yeah, Sean. I mean, he's ranked 74 in the world right now. He's going to be in the 60s after the World Championship points set in from this past week in Chicago. But he's really playing at potentially a top 40 or 50 level. He's just so sharp out there right now. Crazy to think he was outside the top 100 at one point earlier this season.
incredibly underrated player. But there's
So
Masadi's
good
class.
from Masadi, though, feathering that ball into the front right. Not letting this period get too away from him here. They just want to stay in striking distance to the Crushers for that 2-point power play, 2-minute power play, rather.
Lee cut down to 2 here. The relentless
Airmati.
attack.
Oh, wow. What a get, though, from Masadi. Oh, my God. It was flat as a pancake. Oh, and there's the
Another
error.
costly
Wow,
error.
wow, wow. Down to 6 minutes and 30 seconds here in the third. Timmy Brownell should be
Gorgeous
set to
line.
check on any moment here. If I'm Dylan Cunningham, I would check Timmy on after this rally, give him a minute or two to ease into the match, and then call a power play with just over 4 minutes to go. No, Sean, it's too early. Matias is still too fresh. Unless they want it to be Masadi in favor of Brownell on the power play.
I'm not sure. Do they
That
have
must be
another
the
substitution
strategy.
here?
Oh, no. Am I wrong, Sean?
I'm not 100% sure.
think
I think this might be their last player.
I think Timmy started the period, and then I think they went for
Masadi
Ronald
and then Ronald.
Baptiste.
Brain's getting fuzzier, but nonetheless,
Was it
Masadi
Timmy
is
Baptiste,
the right
Ronald
player.
Baptiste? Oh, shoot. Maybe someone from the NSL technical team can shed some light on that. You may be right, Sean. I feel like Nashville might have one more to go. Regardless, we have 80 seconds left on this power play.
I mean, this is the player you
Matias
want
is
to have.
defending so well here. Wow.
Oh, his legs are going to be gone after this.
Yeah, even if Matias is able to hang on, and Nashville is either tied or only up 1 after this power play, it's just going to be really tiring for Matias. It's going to take a lot of mental strength here.
It's going to take some monumental effort, as you said, but a bit disappointed with the coaching strategy by the Colts here in the third period after having such a well-constructed first 2 periods. I really think they got it wrong here.
Would have to agree, Sean. But Matias is really holding his own. That was a great line on the forehand in that last rally. Here's the lob.
There it is. Masadi
And there's the
finding his
nick. Roll it
range.
home, Mr. Masadi. Nashville now taking, I believe, the first lead of the third period. Yeah, now the lungs are going for Matias. Matias upset with the movement, but he has gone through to play that ball.
Power play's over. 29-27. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left on the clock. No substitutions.
Sean,
Yeah,
you
this
must
is the
have been
last
right.
player here.
You must have been right. Apologies, it's a miscalculation from me.
Jackson keeping the audience up on their toes. Was a test.
Yeah, still, Masadi, the slightly fresher man here. Especially given that he
With a
was the one
2-point lead.
attacking the power play with a 2-point lead.
Now
a 3-point lead. This
He is
could
feeling
be
the
an
pressure.
opportunity for heroics here from Knutson. This would be a legendary performance if he's able to come through on a 12-minute shift here for his new team. Derby City's first match of the season. That is Elmer's glued to the sidewall for Masadi. He can taste the shootout, so can we. Regardless, we're in store for a cinematic finish here from the Montgomery Bell Academy in Nashville. Yeah, Masadi's really found his range here. He's dictating traffic, poking the ball all around the court, finding his targets in the back.
Getting away from them, the Colts. I mean, I don't want to be too negative. I just can't believe the mismanagement after being in such good position.
But here's an error here, Sean. Oh, wow! Matthias Knudsen once again logging on to www.islotnix.com. Trying to give his Colts a fighting shot here in the third. There's another error, and we're down
now we're in range
to a 2-point deficit. He's totally in range. Matthias does not have to worry about the clock this rally at all. Just play it out. Plenty of time left for the Colombian. Oh, delicious.
Wow. That was outrageous.
It was outrageous, Sean. I appreciate the attempt to make up for your loss in the race to outrageous today, but it's too little too late for you. I would tend to agree, though. It was an outrageous shot.
My goodness.
It's a great working boast.
Does he have time?
Did they give him yes let there, Sean?
If they give him a stroke. Matthew's point.
Oh, here's the fan. Air Knudsen! Play on. Once again. Touch from Asadi. The flick from Matthias. It's rapid. What a rally! Masadi will seal the period if he can come through this point. If Matthias can win it, and he makes the error. No, he needed that one badly. The momentum could have swung in his favor there. It's a costly error on the back end of a frantic point here from Nashville. Here's the top spin. He finds the tin. And Sean! Do you believe it? Done about a dozen of these over the past year and a half.
No one believed.
Finally, we
No
can
one believed.
taste it. We can taste it. We did it. Jason Tatum.
Yes, Tatum would say.
Circa 2024 finals. We did it. Putting the finishing touches on this third period.
I still strongly think there's a lot to be said about the coaching mismanagement here. I just
would totally agree.
I just don't understand how you can let go of this
100% right, Sean. And we'll be talking about that in the days to come. But for now, and we've been waiting to say this, just like the day after a bad chili cook-off, we're knotted up at deuces here from Nashville, Tennessee, with a shootout in store from Montgomery Bell Academy. Sean, we've waited patiently for this day. Look at the upper part of our screen. We have the best of 5 soccer-like penalty shootout markers there. I mean, it's all made for us. And I can't think of 6 better guys to be involved in a penalty shootout than the 6 that we have here in Nashville, Sean. I can't believe
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I'm just so. First of all, let's. I mean, take a guess at the matchups here.
Double shootout for NSL fans tonight. If you're just joining us from that Sono Sharks shootout victory a few moments ago. Ben Smith with heroics to close out periods number 1 and number 2, both very tightly contested frames that belong to the Colts.
Yeah,
Nashville coming back in the third.
Best of 5 point penalty shootout, and we got the first matches. So this is a good matchup we're going to see here. Zachariah versus Masadi.
We've got a dozen years separating these two players. 17 versus 29. World number 18 versus the world number 21. And it is a best of 5 penalty shootout, 1 point at a time. So after this rally, these 2 individuals will check off in favor of 2 other players. Both teams set their penalty shootout lineups before the game, so they can't do it in response to the other. Oh, and it's a quick error from Masadi. Oh, no. Derby City with a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Over to you, Ben Smith. Over to you, Timmy Brownell.
Who can handle the nerves better?
Oh, Timmy plays on. He may have had an outside shot at a stroke there. Timmy's had a couple of volleying opportunities that he's passed up here. Does not want to make any mistakes. Doesn't want to force anything here. Surely, it's a massive stroke called. Smith has played it right back to himself in the middle. He's cracked out on the straight drive attempt. And Timmy with a massive roar to draw even here for his home team, Nashville Crushers. It's the world number 73 versus the world number 74 here. The two Colombians.
Thought Matthias would go
He's
short
gone for
there,
it, Mati. Here's the kill, and another roar with the fist pip to accompany. Matthias Knudsen in quick fashion.
And just like that, we got the first matchup again.
Have a 2-point lead and back to Zakaria and Masadi.
Will he close it out here?
The 17-year-old world junior champion who didn't drop a game in Houston last summer to claim that title, the world number 18. Here he is making his NSL debut.
Will Masadi be able to push it?
Oh, he just forced that ball out.
We're gonna go to
Short, it all comes down to this. Ben Smith. Here come the Timmy chants. It's the world number 31, the 27-year-olds, the top player in the U.S. versus the young up-and-coming attritional Englishman. Here's a chance for Timmy.
Jackson, I'm so nervous right now.
That long reach of Smith, so hard to get it past him. He's taking all these volleying opportunities that he can. It's a staring contest at Montgomery Bell. Oh, here's the chance.
Went for it.
Oh my goodness, wow! A stroke of fortune for Brownell!
Unbelievable.
What a shot! What a moment! The Nashville Crushers are your South Division champions, and they have booked their spot in the 2025 National Squash League playoffs. The Derby City Colts will play host next week to the Atlanta Tornadoes. Both of those teams vying for the chance at a wild card spot in the playoffs, but Nashville will find themselves in Philly come June. Timmy Brownell, NSL co-founder, he's your hero tonight. Nashville wins 3-1.
What a fairy tale ending there that was, Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the champion of the night, Timmy Brownell, on that final rally. Timmy, what the heck? Last shot, long rally, everyone's heart's beating, and you go for it. Just walk me through what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shootout. I mean, come on, it's what the league's about. You know, we told you guys beforehand, if the shot is on, go for it. Have no fear. You rather have the match on your racket, so I felt a little opening, and I just went for it and went in. Let's go!
You bring it back. You win it in the shootout on the final point. What's in store for Nashville for the rest of the season?
I mean, we're going to go all the way. We're not going to mess around. And it's so great to see all the support we got tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It really helped us win this year. Come on. Yeah, we think it's really all you guys. Having a huge crowd behind us. It's so great to see such high level squash in Nashville. I know squash is growing so quickly here. So good to see so many young kids come to watch. Thank you all for coming, pick up a racket and play. And, you know, it's a show some for these guys to come out. They're some of the best players in the world. They show that tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also here with first-time player from France, Baptiste Massotti. Baptiste, 10.5 minutes left in the third period. You guys are down, you go in there, and you just battle against Matthias. You hold a power play. The first match that you've ever played in the NSL, how does it feel on this platform in front of this crowd?
No, to be fair, it's my first time in NSL, so I really enjoyed it. Last year, I heard only good things about this format, and like as I said this morning, I was talking with Dylan and was saying that squash sometimes when you play on PSA, it's not very always funny, So this is this kind of moment like tonight that you can really have fun and show your skill to people, and it's what I love with squash as well. I do this job for sharing my time with people, and it's my first time in Nashville. I heard that this city is like beginners in squash, so I'm glad that Timmy and Dylan bring a team here, and we will try to go all the way to the playoffs and win the title and come back next year, and I hope to see more people and that the squash is growing. It's all it matters,
Ladies and gentlemen, the second season now, you flip-flop teams a couple of times last year, you're back here in Nashville, you walk on that court in period 3, you guys are down maybe 10 points, and you just grind it out with Ben Smith. Walk us through exactly what was going through your mind in period 3 here.
Yes, when I entered, it was like 10 points down, so I tried to play so fast all the time and get tired, but that works, and we're happy with the win, and I'm so happy to be here and win in front of this crowd. It's amazing to be here.
And what does it mean here? Also too, a big battle against some Patriots, Matthias finishing a lot of times. Colombia beat Colombia. You guys are literally neck and neck, 73 and 74 in the world. You guys now play every platform that you can against each other. Is it like just playing your brother and knowing exactly what he's going to do?
Yes, I'm so happy to be here with Matty. We are so close in the PSA ranking too, so we are so competitive all the time. So I'm so happy to be with him today. So let's be playing.
No love lost there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here now one last time with the Nashville Crushers head coach, Dylan Cunningham. We want to go way back, Philadelphia to Nashville. You have an amazing crowd tonight. You guys go down 2-0. You bring it back, you tie it, you keep your hopes alive. What does this moment today mean for Nashville squash?
I think you can see it. We lost the first 2 games. I think everyone can see it was a really tight match. We weren't playing poorly. They were playing a little bit better, but it wasn't like we were outclassed. And I think it goes to show, even if you're losing, especially in squash, if you just keep pushing, you might find that little gold nugget at the end. And we found it with Ronald winning a ton of points in the third, and then Baptiste finishing it out against the Diaz. So I think just showing that you keep pushing. Obviously, we're trying to instill that in our boys here in squash. No matter how hard it gets, we're learning a new sport. You're going to be frustrated, but you just got to keep pushing through.
Beautiful message from your head coach, Dylan Cunningham. Again, you have one last time.
Thank you everyone for coming. This is incredible. A brand new sport. I told referee Coach Raymer. First of all, can we give a round of applause for someone said on the Squash podcast recently, refereeing is like being a ticketing agent at an airline when flights are delayed. No one wants you there, but you have to do the job. So, great marks, thank you, John. You did a great job. commissioner here, Fernando Valdezon. When he started this league, I think part of the thing is he really wanted to show the passion, the energy, the athleticism, the storytelling. You know, Ronald playing his best friend, the athleticism from Timmy, the shot making from Timmy, Baptiste playing that tough, fierce French squash, and it really goes to show that this format really, I hope, highlighted that for everyone and showed the passion and the energy and what a great sport and lifelong sport this can be, both on the court and off the court, with lifelong friendship. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting Nashville Squash. If you guys want some autographs on your shirts or playing cards, the players have a marker on each side, so you guys can go up and talk to them while they're stretching. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our match here tonight. Thank you for joining us and supporting the Nashville Crushers. They are still alive in the hopes of winning the 2025 National Squash League title. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for your support. And we'll see you next time, Nashville.
Thank you to Ryan Leslie, our master of ceremonies for this evening. Congrats to the Nashville Crushers. My apologies, a correction. Nashville did actually lose out to Atlanta in that opening matchup of the season. My apologies. It's a brain fart for me. I was not on the call for that matchup. Sean Choi was on the call. Did a beautiful job to kick off the season. So once again, my apologies. Nashville still in the hunt with that win, seeking out still the division title if Louisville is able to beat Atlanta and the scores all align, and or a wild card spot if Louisville beats Atlanta and wins the South Division. Then maybe Nashville will still have a chance at being that fourth team in. Obviously 3 division winners and 1 wild card will make the NSL playoffs this year. So congrats to the Nashville Crushers, extracting some revenge on the Louisville Colts, who got the better of them last year in Louisville at the Louisville Boat Club, here at Montgomery Bell Academy in Nashville. The Crushers victorious in a shootout, winning 3-2 in a thrilling best-of-5 shootout. Timmy Brownell, the hero, winning that 5th and final point here of the evening. Sean Choi, your thoughts?
Wow, I mean, unbelievable. But guys, the action doesn't stop, right? We're right back on tomorrow, and
Yes, we are.
A lot on the line, especially with the playoffs coming near. So make sure to tune in, as we got 2 wonderful matchups coming up tomorrow as well.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us live from Montgomery Bell Academy here in Nashville, Tennessee. For Sean Choi, my name is Jackson Bragman. Join us tomorrow, not only for the men's match in Cleveland, the Lake Erie Beacons, who will be in action, but also for the women's matchup between the Philadelphia Freedom and the DC Inferno. Squash TV commentator and former British #1, Paul Johnson, going to be on the call for that matchup. So I'll be tuning in with a keen eye for that women's matchup between DC and Philly. Make sure to tune in for that Lake Erie battle as well. Sean and I on the call for that one. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Congratulations. Nashville victorious 3-2.